keep going. Just keep going. It's really funny. I just, that woman just needs to stop tweeting. Stop tweeting, because she is a crazy, crazy woman, But Dave, before we go and get out of here, is there anything you want to plug?
Well, we're off there. That's how we're doing this. Oh, am I still? I don't know. It's just my internet connection's on.
Oh no, you're still
I guess
going.
I'm back.
You're back.
Cool.
You're back.
Yeah, no, I'm back. Unlike J.K. Rowling's integrity, I am back.
I'm gonna say her career is just done, and it's the funniest thing in the world. It's like,
it's not though. It's not. It's not. People, look, the next Harry Potter book comes out because she needs money. I'll buy it. She has more money than the Queen.
Well, that's it. Look,
not over.
What she's saying is abhorrent and horrific, but the fact that
it's not. Oh, okay. Look, we're still on the. I don't want to.
No. Look. What I'm saying is, from her perspective, as someone who would court. Would be like a hero for a lot of people who,
right?
It's like it's literally like she's attacking her base, and I'm like, don't do that.
But isn't that the fascinating thing? Like, people have become so radicalized to one side that even if you yourself are radical, like Rowling is, trust me, she's not somebody who I agree with on most things.
Yeah.
But I saw this, and again, like I said, I don't agree with her on most things, but I saw her post something that's still pretty on one particular ideology, and just people who are even more radical on that ideology are attacking her for it. And it's like, wow, I'm just watching people in the same political spectrum eat themselves.
That's why it's funny. That's why it's hilarious.
It's hilarious
because
and that's why when I was trying to say, like, no, it's not. It's not.
No,
I think what she said wasn't. It's just that the humor of watching it all go down and just watching them eat each other. When it's like, guys,
you're both horrible.
At any point we could be hit by a comet or an asteroid that we don't see that comes swinging around from the sun. Like, can we please, as a society, figure out something? No, you don't care about the solar flare that could go off at any time, wipe out our entire grid. You don't think we should reinforce anything? You're cool with that? Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. These little things matter more.
No, I agree. And this is, Dave and myself are both libertarians, so you can totally get that, right?
Is that coming through?
That's coming through. Like, that's it, and that's why I think it's really funny. It's like what she said, yeah, look, you're just being horrible, but it's like you're attacking your base as well. Probably not a good move to do that, right? And it's like, it's literally like WWE coming out and all wrestling fans are idiots and stuff like that. And it's like, well, they do that anyway, but, then you have NXT and they give you something back. But I just don't understand what she's doing. It's like, listen, stop tweeting and spend your money. And then
I would tell you exactly what happened from my completely uninformed mindset. She had a glass of wine, she saw something, and went, this is weird. Why would this exist in the world? And she got eaten alive over it. Yeah. That is my really Occam's razor breakdown on how this started. And wow, it's fantastic to see it play out.
Man, it's
but honestly, J.K. Rowling has been dead to me since she came out and she started George Lucasing the Harry Potter franchise.
Listen, listen on it. At least George Lucas changed stuff that made kind of sense and was
he made effects look more palatable so that it holds up.
She's just changing random shit. It's like, oh yeah, we can just poop it. The wizards don't poop; they magic it away. Oh,
is that a thing?
Now it is. It's like, oh,
that's the thing she changed. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's like apparently wizards didn't use the bathroom; they just magicked it away, and you're like, what is wrong with you? Just stop.
It doesn't make sense. They have a bathroom in the Ministry of Magic. That's how they get into it.
Right? It's like, what are you doing? Just stop. So yeah, look, at least now she might finally think, hey, maybe I should just spend my money and go away.
Yeah, I mean, once she opened that, I can't remember what her site's called. It's like called
Pottermore?
Potterverse or
Pottermore.
Yeah. And she started like randomly changing character sexuality or changing main character skin color or changing who Harry should have ended up with romantically. Like all this stuff.
Without any reference. Like, what? Without any reference point. It's like, wait, okay, cool, they're that, but you never once said that in anything. You can't. That's not how this works.
You can't read through the book and find a little breadcrumb that suggests, like, oh, okay, no, I see that.
Yeah.
It's like, no. It's like, first of all, you said Hermione is basically you. Like, you based it on yourself. She's supposed to be like
her.
You in the books.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, can you turn her race? Is that you being cultural? Are you culturally appropriating? I don't know.
Like, what are you doing? And then but then there's also like changing Dumbledore, and you're like, okay, cool, right? It's like, listen, okay, fair enough, that makes sense. But it's like, he never said that ever. It's like, this is not how this works. It's just, and that's why this what she said was even more shocking, because I'm like, you gaslit these people for years,
right,
and then turned on them, and you're like,
why? Yeah,
why?
It's like she pandered. She pandered to a specific set of ideals for so long that once she says something that's not completely in line with those ideals, it's
crazy.
Triggers everybody.
And for me, I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Never was. I like Emma Watson. I think she's cool. Like to observe after a certain age.
Pick a diva of the week.
Yeah.
Y'all are like, this American. Oh my god, no wonder they elected Trump over there. I didn't vote for him, by the way. Did not want to clarify that, but still, it's coming off like I'm that way. But no, here's Derek, high and mighty. I don't like Emma Watson that much, but let me tell you about how fantastic she looks.
Well,
personally, I don't agree with anything she says. As Derek, I don't really want her to open her mouth for words, but man, do I love her.
Well, fair. It is what it is. It's like, I'm sorry, I will watch the movies after a certain point, specifically for Emma Watson.
Yeah, after Hermione's not 13 anymore,
exactly.
to watch the movies, guys.
You gotta clarify that, because that can be kind of bad. But also, there is a really cool animation and growing up as well. Obviously, that's when I last watched the movies. But
that is how life works.
Yeah, exactly. But the actual animation for the Deadly Hallows is like the coolest thing ever, and that alone is like, that's great. But I have no attachment to the series, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh my god, This is the funniest." Yeah, I have no attachment to it. Like, okay, story. When I was a kid in, was it 6th class? But I don't know if that's middle school or not. 6th grade, for example.
Yeah,
we had a book. We had a book cart, and basically what we do is we had to pick our books, and I read the first Harry Potter book, and I was like, "Oh, cool, whatever." Read the second one, got really bored by it, and threw it behind the radiator.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
Mr. Sci-Fi Adventure over here doesn't like magic.
But what was next to it was The Hobbit.
Well, fair play.
So I read that instead and never looked back. So I missed completely the Harry Potter thing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't get it. But I did,
It makes sense. I mean, obviously, The Hobbit is written on a much higher level. I mean, one of the things people ask, how come Harry Potter is so ubiquitous? How come so many people can relate to it? How come so many people read it? Well, people tend to forget that it's written on a 3rd grade reading level.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's very accessible.
It is very accessible.
And for me, I can only speak for myself and my very specific generation, our generation in time. When Harry Potter came out, it was Harry. As each book came out, he was always our age.
Yeah.
So when the next book came out, because she was miraculously able to do this yearly, like, Harry was always my age. So as I grew, as the books got darker, my life got more complex, got more serious as well. Yeah. So there was a certain connection that I had to the tropes, if you will.
And look, I've heard that before. Like, that's the thing that most people have said. Anyone who's a Harry Potter fan would say the same thing. And for me, I'm like, cool, I was reading Lord of the Rings. But like super into Lord of the Rings, like almost knowing Elvish Lord of the Rings. Like that was it, And it's like reading the dark history of like the full history. And for me, I'm like, cool, but that was it. And then when I got older, or started going to college and speaking to people, they'd have this deep connection to the series, and I'm just like, I don't get it, but okay. And then to see this go out, like the impact that it's had, it's like, oh man. She doesn't even realize what she's done. She's just destroyed her career completely because she did all the. For example, if she had just written the book and then went away and had her own little thoughts or whatever, or tweeted about them, right? Fair enough. But the fact that she still ingratiated herself so much and did all the pandering, it's like you really set yourself up to fail here. It's like the greatest wrestling match ever. It's like no matter what happens, you're still going to be held to a standard. And she had put herself up so high to this impossible standard that it was only a matter of time before what hit the fan, and now it's just to see it play out in real time. It's just it's unbelievable.
The movies definitely gave them like a weird spin too.
Yeah,
because the movies aren't the books. There's a lot of stuff different. My girlfriend right now is actually just started the sixth book. She did not read them when they came out, but she saw the movies first.
Right.
And I get like texts every day like, oh, this is so much better than the movie. I can't believe they left this out, or they didn't expand on this character. Now I understand this in the movie where they just made a reference to something. And I will say this about Lord of the Rings and Peter Jackson in particular. I mean, yes, there were changes that were made, but you watch the extended cuts of Lord of the Rings, and for as dense as those books are, he did a phenomenal job of getting as much in there as possible and staying true to Tolkien's initiatives.
Yeah, like the Hobbit movies are an atrocious abomination. Unless you cut them up.
It was that 60 frames per second nonsense, honestly.
Like if you cut them down, there is a cut where all the Hobbit movies are 90 minutes. Like there is just one 90-minute movie, and it's actually really good. And they fix a lot of the technical stuff that made no sense, but the actual Lord of the Rings movies are still some of the best movies and some of the best translations of anything ever. But yeah, like that was it. Like from my circle growing up, it was Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
100% Star Wars. I mean, say what you want about the prequels, but I saw Phantom Menace in theaters 7 times.
I love the prequels. I'm sorry.
I absolutely love them. I built a pod racing Lego this weekend, guys. That's how much I love it. And Disney only cemented my love for the prequels.
Yeah, look, episode 2, say what you want, but you can still salvage it. You can't salvage those new movies.
Oh,
you know what
I'm going to do? Versus Yoda. Like, that's the thing, man.
I'm actually going to clip this segment and put it up as a separate video because this is a
it has nothing to do with wrestling.
It's nothing to do with wrestling. This is just going to be like a little bonus. I don't know. We call it like, I don't know. We'll come up with a clever title for it. But I am going to clip this separately and put it up separately because this is a good discussion. But look,
it is. But man, I saw. By the way, guys, if there's something I saw, there's a great meme going around. So Derek's probably seen this. But in all sincerity, if you do find out the world's going to end about 2.5 hours from now, there's a video on YouTube you can watch that has episodes 1 from 6 all playing concurrently, and that's how you should spend your last 2.5 hours.
To be fair, man,
in my personal opinion,
one of the best movies like you can still watch.
I would suggest Lord of the Rings, but you couldn't make it through in 2.5 hours.
No, what I say is like one of the best movies you can watch of all time is Empire Strikes Back. So to have that in the context of the other 6, right on, you know. Star Wars in and of itself is just great. Love Star Wars. But look, as I said, George Lucas as a creator, for what he did, all the changes he made were actually for his original vision, and he was very clear that this is my original vision. Like at no point did he change stuff just because. He had to change stuff because either it couldn't be done or he didn't have the control to do it. And I'm like, that makes sense. All right, cool. What Miss Rowling is doing is insane. She's just a crazy woman who...
Yeah, she's changing stuff just because, this is the political... Like, when Dumbledore's sexual orientation got changed, it was because there was a lot going along with the, like... Well, it wasn't even called LGBTQ plus at that time. There was a lot going along with that particular movement. So she's like, I want to get in on this social change and, like, do my part. And instead of, like, donating money to a cause or raising money or something like that, she decided to go and rewrite some. Not even rewrite. She didn't even rewrite. She just tweeted out.
She just said this is tweet. And like, look, for everything that Lucas did, he actually made it as part of his canon or did the edits. It wasn't like she went in and gave Dumbledore a boyfriend or something. It's like, no, this is a tweet. It's like, that's not how this works.
Yeah, it's like I read the story of Dumbledore and Grindelwald many, many times. Yeah. I don't remember this.
Yeah, it's like this,
I never got this vibe. You're clearly a terrible writer if this was your intent the entire time.
Exactly. It's like, look, I'm all for inclusion. I think you are as well, Dave. The same.
We all are. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, of course,
we stated our political point. If you guys aren't aware, that means we support all of this stuff.
Yeah. Just. Don't make us pay for it. Like that's the only thing. Yeah, that's it. Libertarian 101, right?
Do what you want, just don't hurt us, and don't make us pay for it.
That's true.
It's really not complicated.
No, don't.
There's all this stuff that's going on in the United States right now. It's a very bizarre world where I'm going. You guys know you're talking about libertarian ideals, right?
Right. You're just dancing around it. Like it's like
you're dancing around everything I was saying 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you want to demilitarize the police? Welcome to 2010. Like
Ron Paul talked about this a lot. It was a lot. So
all those voices you silenced because you thought that they were like extreme. Yeah, those are your opinions now. Funny how that works.
But that's the world we're living in. We're living in the world where, hey, you finally caught up with 2000. internet culture. Good job. It's like, good job, right? But yeah, and that's it. So yeah, that's where we both stand on this. But I'm kind of like, look, if you're going to do that, cool. Just actually do it, right? Actually create a character that this is create a character that's X, Y, and Z. Have a character, and they just happen to be X, Y, and Z, and that's cool, And that was one of the great things about Star Wars in particular. There were characters that did this in the EU, right? They could
not
be
even
anything.
Just in the EU. I mean, even in straight canon from the 70s, you had every race, you had female leads. I mean, this Lucas has always been on the forefront of this. It's
funny to see that, like, now everyone is making a big deal out of it when it's like it was there the whole time in Star Wars. And that's why and that's one thing that I always loved about it. And same with my friends, they're always like, oh hey, what, anyone who's read or has a deep appreciation for Star Wars is because of characters that, even just going on the female side of things, like Bastila was one from KOTOR. She's one of the best characters. Jaina and Jason Solo, their relationship as brother and sister, and Jaina actually coming out and killing him and stuff like that. It was great. And there's just such this deep interwoven stuff that comes from love rather than pandering. But with Harry Potter, what turned me off more and more was this kind of pandering to a specific ideology and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, right, unless this is actually what you believe, or unless this is actually going to help the canon, don't do it. It's going to go bad. And to just see it happen, play out in real time, it's the funniest thing in the world. So
it's so bizarre. It's like, why? Yes, okay. If this is what you believe, fine. I live in a country where I believe anybody, regardless of how outlandish their ideas are, should be protected to share their ideas.
For sure.
I know that's not what's going on right now. You're silenced, but I do believe that's how it should be. And if these are her opinions, fine. But don't go back and change something that was written and say, well, this is what I actually meant. Well, no, it's not.
No.
I read it 10 times. It's not what you meant.
No. What you meant is on the page, right? And obviously there is people saying, oh, well, you can break it down and you can discuss and all this kind of stuff. It's like, cool, look.
No, I've done that, though.
Yeah.
I've gone chapter by chapter, and I leading up to the 7th movie, I listened to a podcast or released the 7th book, rather, that chapter by chapter analyzed every single detail, every single possibility of what could unfold in the next book. And none of these topics came up.
Yeah.
So if experts, quote unquote, that literally were poring over this for a job miss this, then this clearly isn't what you meant.
No, and it's something that bitter in the ass, and it's like, I just don't know what she was thinking. It's got to do with maybe the way the internet's changed things, but from two people who have sat back and watched wrestlers' careers collapse for similar things, but they've kind of come back from it.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I just don't know what she was thinking. Honestly, I just don't know what she was thinking. But we've hit a point
in society where, by the way, it's worth mentioning that AJ Styles is the new Intercontinental Champion. We didn't mention that during the match.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Our current Intercontinental Champion, aka somebody who's the champion of all continents, believes the Earth's flat, and that's more reasonable than J.K. Rowling.
Yes, exactly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this in the show, the rewind, for anyone who maybe wants a taste of what the Nerd to Know Media Network is like. But I'm going to clip it. So look, let us know what you think in the comments below. Let us all have a laugh at J.K. Rowling and the insanity of her current scenario, because that woman, I don't know, put down the phone, because you're not helping yourself. And then she wrote an essay.
You reap what you sow.
And yeah, exactly. And that's it. And also, read Atlas Shrugged. Read, Ayn Rand, she's great, because she doesn't want to hurt anybody. She just wants everybody to be happy. So yeah, read Atlas Shrugged or The Fountainhead, because you'll have a great time, honestly.
And just remember that if Twitter was around when Lucas re-released Star Wars and people jumped on him, I guarantee you his tweet would only be 3 letters long. LOL.
It's my movie. He can do what he wants. And the thing about it is his movie. Everything he did was canon, but he never wiped out other people's canon. He opened up the sandbox. He said, hey, you want to go make DU? Cool, go do it. Just let me have a little look over it. And he did. So look, it is what it is. George Lucas got a bad rap for this, for not even this kind of stuff. George Lucas never did this, but for change and stuff. And yeah, man, like, maybe the world owes George Lucas an apology. I was never one of them. I always believed George could do what he wants because he's George Lucas. And yeah, I wish he
I
was
will
still on Star
always
Wars.
be an apologist for George Lucas because
Man, there's nothing to apologize.
yeah.
Actually,
No. Apologist meaning I will always support him.
oh, for sure. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a great video. I'm gonna leave it in the description of this video of someone who actually goes down and takes down prequel hate, point by point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember offhand, but he's a super cool YouTuber, so I'm gonna link him in the description below. For anyone who wants to check it out, it's some really good stuff. I just can't remember offhand. But look, let's wrap up the rewind because we haven't done that yet. So thank you guys for checking out the show this week. Again, that little discussion, we didn't plan it. It just kind of happened. But that kind of stuff is what's on Nerd to Know Media. We do a show every single week. A lot more shows coming. A show every day of the week. And then there's 2 live streams as well. Because if there's anything you wanted to talk about, please keep it wrestling related for the rewind. But, you know, maybe not. Maybe we'll jump off into something else.
Maybe not. And if you want to hear Derek and I later this week, Friday, we'll be streaming from the dark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we're still working out a topic in that. So it's more likely going to be the Watchers or the Anunnaki. So that's going to be fun.
Be 2 separate topics. We need to discuss this.
Yeah, well, we'll
not
see.
The same thing.
They're not the same thing, but they are kind of in that.
We need to be more focused on our shows.
Exactly. Because we do kind of go off on the long tangents. So yeah, we don't know yet exactly. It's going to be one or the other, or might be one more focused on that. But if you are interested in that kind of stuff, conspiracy radio, go over to Nerd to Know Media. We will be doing it live, so you will be able to actually go on the live chat and check that out as it's happening. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything we have for this week. What a week it's been. What a show it's been, Dave. 26 shows we've done so far. So, yeah.
Wow.
Next week, Adam Martin is going to join us on a future show. So, we know that's going to be fun. Our first guest to the Rewind. And we don't know what we're going to be covering on that as well. So, keep it locked to our Facebook, our Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. Dave mans a lot of this. So, he will be the one that you'll be interacting with if you comment below, which we encourage.
Yeah, please do. Somebody asked if they could be our friend this week. I thought that was super nice. They clearly watched our video.
Exactly. Yeah, leave your comments below. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Go over to nerdtoknowmedia.com. Check out all the other shows. And if you want to join us on From the Dark this Friday at 7:30 Irish time or English time. And yeah, we'll be back after that, guys. We'll see you next week here on the Wrestling Rewind. Bye, guys. Oh, that was